You can use this drawing method with any subject matter, but you're going to have the most fun if you find some glass and metal objects because they have a lot of reflections. And we're going to be converting all of those values from 1 to 10 on our scale into just the 1 and the 10, the two extremes. So we're going to use blank paper and some black ink. I'm using a relatively large round brush for this because I'm trying to use very few brush strokes for each area. So I don't have to really color anything in. I can just use quick gestural strokes and apply the ink that way and keep that kind of energy in my drawing. If I end up using too many little brush strokes, the drawing is going to start looking overworked. Depending on how you define drawing and painting, this is something like a crossover between the two in many ways. And to me, what makes it a drawing is the gesture aspect of it. So I saved this for relatively late in the semester, once you already have a good sense of proportion and don't necessarily need to measure every single part. For this drawing, you're going to need a lot of confidence because the way you move is going to really be visible in the drawing itself. So the back part of the rim on the glass happened to be a lighter value throughout, all the way to the edge, and so I left that blank. It may seem counterintuitive to create a drawing where there's no contour or anything showing where the form ends, but just trust that what you're seeing and what you're translating into your drawing is going to work out in the end. So if you put all those values in and then take a look at what comes out of it, things will kind of come together and make sense. The lightest of the three objects was the juicer. If I place the threshold on our scale between white and black, right on the 5 or between 5 and 6, that juicer would basically disappear. There just might be a few strokes there, but that's about it. Because I wanted it to be visible, I placed the threshold a little bit lower, closer to white, and I ended up leaving only values of 1, 2, and 3 white or blank, and then values of 4 through 10, I added the ink. With the cast shadows, since those shadows are soft and they kind of fade, I had to make a decision of where to stop the shadow. So as that value changes from dark to light, there's a point at which it just goes so light that it crosses my threshold. The juicer was the most complex and challenging, and I did have to go over certain areas several times. That is not ideal, so I don't recommend it. If you can create a shadow with just one brush stroke, that would be ideal. If you're afraid that you're going to mess up while making this drawing, that fear is going to show in your drawing. So if you start making little careful strokes and going along very slowly and carefully, your drawing is going to reflect that. So I recommend giving that drawing a lot of energy by moving really quickly and being really confident with your brush strokes. And these drawings go pretty quickly in general. They're only about 15 minutes, so you could try several of them.